Hey, Jacob Padilla here. We are a couple weeks into the Grassroots basketball season, and I've been watching a lot of basketball, and I wanted to just give some shout outs to some players that have stood out early on this season that I've been able to watch a bit of. First off the top, we'll go with the 17U division, and right away for ETG Midwest 3SSB, Taven Zephyr Murphy, the 2025 guard out of Omaha Westview, is off to a great start for that team. In the games that I've watched, he's averaged just over 10 points a game on 62% from the field, hitting his free throws, 75% rate. Has just 3 assists in the 3 turnovers rather in the 6 games, which you'll live with that all day long. And he's such an explosive leaper, and he's done a good job of using that athleticism to create scoring opportunities for himself, both on and off the ball. For Nebraska Supreme Pro 16, I've been impressed with what Lincoln North Star guard Lazarick Houston has done. In the games that I've seen so far, averaging over 16 points a game, shooting 47% from the field, including 38% from three, hit all his free throws, had 12 assists and 0 turnovers in those 3 games. And then I watched half of another game, and he had 17 points in the first half of that game. So he's an athletic, kind of bouncy guard that does a great job, is really crafty and aggressive, scoring or making plays for others. And then finally for the 17U division, Tyson Oddbody for Omaha Elite NXT. Off to a great start so far this spring. 2025 forward from Omaha West Side was kind of more of a spot up floor spacing type of big for the Warriors this season, but Omaha Elite has really done a good job of playing through him in the post, and he's responded. In the 3 games that I saw, averaged almost 18 points a game on 67% shooting, hitting his free throws, 7 boards a game, including 4 on the offensive end. He's been really active. Again, he's done a good job of running the floor, scoring on dump-offs, going to work with a little baby hook in the post, and then crashing the offensive glass. For the 16U division, a couple of players have caught my eye from ETG Midwest 3SSB, starting with 2026 Miller North point guard Corian Gallatin. The former Fremont Tiger has been fantastic running the show for that team, averaging 13.8 points on 62.5 shooting, including 52% from three and 4.8 assists per game. And that 52% from three is a ridiculous number considering the shots that he's taken. Off the dribble, deep, crossing up, step backs, just a really high degree of difficulty. And he has a rare ability to create his shot and knock it down off the bounce. And then is doing a good job of setting up his teammates as well. His teammate there, Omaha West Side forward Emery Geddick, has kind of been a bit of a surprise early on. He's a guy that didn't play a lot of varsity ball this year because West Side had kind of a veteran-loaded team, but did get a suit in some games this year. And he's been a consistent scoring presence for ETG, averaging 10 points a game on 58% shooting, 58% from three, hitting his free throws, grabbing 4.5 points or rebounds a game, and scores a variety of ways. He's knocked down some pull-up jumpers at 6'6", run the floor, thrown down a dunk. He's knocked down some catch-and-shoot threes, and has finished around the basket. So he'll be a guy that Westside is definitely going to count on more next season, that you might see as kind of a breakout guy. And then, a little biased here, but I am the coach of Nebraska Supreme Pro 16 16U, and Ashland Greenwood forward Derek Tonjes was my leading scorer for me last summer and has picked up right where he left off. Had a great weekend, led us in scoring all 4 games, double digits every game. I think he scored 20 plus in the first game, had an 18-point, 10-rebound double-double in another game. It's just a guy that can score in a lot of ways. He's knocked down pull-up jumpers out of pick and roll as a 6'5 forward. He's knocked down a couple of threes. Really strong finisher around the basket. And has rebounded at a great rate as well. Finally, for the 15U division, again, kind of sticking with the same teams here who I've seen the most of, ETG Midwest 3SSB, a couple of players that stood out there. 2027 Miller North forward Jack Chambers, averaging 13 points, 60% shooting, 8.6 boards a game, crashing the rebounds well on both ends, 2.5 assists a game, 2 steals a game. Just kind of impacting the game in a lot of different ways. Rebounds at a high clip, and then is a threat to grab and go, and is a kind of a runaway train in transition. Really aggressive getting to the basket there. And he's got the vision to find open teammates, move the ball, whether kickouts out of the post or just kind of swing the ball out on the perimeter. So he's been a tough matchup for teams and plays really hard. And then his teammate, 2027 Norris guard, Evan Greenfield, 11.5 points a game, 67% shooting, 50% from three, 80 from the line, 6.2 boards a game as a guard, 2.2 assists, 2.2 steals. Just kind of stuffs the stat sheet, can play on or off the ball depending on who he's out there with. Again, competes on the glass, has good vision to move the ball, to set up teammates, and he has just really good shooting touch from everywhere on the court. Again, 3 of 6 from 3 in the games that I've watched, so selective there, but really good mid-range touch, uses the glass around the basket, just an impressive player for sure. And he'll be an important piece for that ETG team moving forward. And then finally, for Nebraska Supreme Pro 16, 2027 guard Norris guard Shane Holland has been really impressive every time I've watched that team. Kind of the guy that's making that go along with some others. Averaging 12 points, only 60% shooting, almost 80% from the line, 7.2 rebounds a game again as a guard, 3 offensive rebounds per game, almost 3 assists per game, 2.2 steals per game. So just impacts the game in a lot of ways. He's crafty and a strong finisher around the basket. Is dangerous when he can get downhill, whether it's creating shots for himself or finding his teammates. And he rebounds really well for his position and can be really disruptive on defense as well.